Have you heard of the teapot, my magic teapot? Not this one, Ahsan.
Well, I've heard of it, but I'm not completely sure I remember it quite exactly right now.
Okay, I'll remind you. So Bertrand Russell gives this example. Let's say there was this teapot that was hovering around the sun.
Okay.
And there were no telescopes to see it that were capable of seeing such a small item so far away. Would you believe me if I told you it was there?
Well, I would need a proof.
Exactly. So he believes the importance of rational justification. This is what Bertrand Russell says. If you have a belief, you must be able to justify it because the burden of proof rests on you as the believer. Yeah, that's basically it. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, this concept can be generalized to talk about other stuff that we are superstitious about or we believe in daily life. I'm not willing to offend anybody, but I mean,
don't be worried about those people.
but I mean, like similar justification can be drawn to hint on the concept of God. I mean, the burden of the proof lies on the
believers,
and those people who claim that God exists. Well, I'm not a non-believer, by the way. I am a believer. I mean, just so people don't get me wrong. The reason Russell made this analogy is so that he can make us aware of stuff like that. Like, what's the difference between you believing in a God and me believing in some teapot that's revolving around the sun if you do not provide a proof for that? Some people say, it's my heart. Like, my heart tells me there's a God out there. And, well, my heart tells me there's a teapot revolving around the sun.
Right.
Why would you be justified in believing something by following your heart if I cannot do the same thing as well? And then what's a belief? If it's not proven, what's a belief?
So is skepticism always healthy?
Skepticism is always healthy, but to extents. I mean, it can get you into some dark holes. Like, of course, you have read for Descartes. And you know that Descartes went to the point of questioning his existence himself. So you wouldn't want to wake up in the morning and question, like, do I actually exist? Or, like, what proves to me that I'm hungry? I mean, why shouldn't I stay for, like, 2 extra days without eating? Or is this person really talking to me, or am I dreaming? I mean, if you want to draw questions like that to yourself on a daily basis, that becomes some kind of illness. It is not helpful anymore. It's not healthy.
So if you had to pick one, fact or faith, which one would you pick?
I would pick fact.
Okay. But with an element of faith, you'd always like to have that.
Of course. But I mean, I would take fact over faith any day.
Why?
Because faith is something that you cannot see, you cannot touch, you cannot prove. You cannot in any kind of way ground it in any reason. So why the question is, the one I want to ask is, why would you take faith? Why would anyone take faith?
Why have you taken faith?
Why haven't I?
Why have you taken faith?
I've taken faith for things that I surrendered in trying to prove and trying to ground in reason. I mean, I prefer fact, but there are some things that you cannot just deal with them as facts. There are some things that are just above our, currently above our power to fully comprehend, and therefore implement a certain structure into, like, a proof or something.
Can a God be all merciful if hell is merciless? Because that came up yesterday when we were sitting with Brahim.
Yeah, it did come up. That's a tough question. It's a hardcore question. It's not a tough question. I would say it's a hardcore question. But straight up, my answer would be no. And personally, I do not believe in hell.
You don't believe in hell?
No, I don't believe in hell.
Well, let me ask you another question. Can a captain always be merciful?
Can a?
Captain. Like a captain of a ship.
Yep.
Can he always be merciful?
Well, that's just the way of life, that you cannot be perfectly merciful. I mean, whether you are a captain or you are something else. It's just because we are full of flaws in our structure of thought. There's just too much going on. You cannot reach full stability, and that's what being fully merciful would necessitate. You might have to sacrifice one of the.
You might have to throw someone overboard or something.